Hello, it's Jesse here, and we got the Trident off to the side here, and we're gonna start assessing what we got here. We're not just gonna throw a battery in it and some gas and start it up because we don't know what kind of stuff is underneath the covers. We don't want to run something that might have problems with it, cause more damage. So we're just gonna dig into some areas here and check out what we got here. So far we've did the easy thing. We took the rusty pipes off, and we had these NOS pipes laying around, so we just slipped them on. So already it's starting to look better just by doing that. We took the side cover off. We noticed right away there's no battery, and they eliminated the fuse holder here, and they taped the fuse itself to the wire here for some reason. So we'll dig into the wiring for sure, see what's going on there. And then I'll probably dig into the transmission and stuff here. The guy says it probably needs a new clutch or something because it ain't quite operating properly. So we're going to look at that, see what's going on. The front brakes don't function. They were drained from fluid, so it just bombs out. So we'll check all that out. But so anyway, just hang around here and see what happens. So
It's dirty.
all right, so here we go. We got the seat up, and it looks like a lot of this stuff is all original and connection in the way that it was laid out to begin with. We don't see a lot of cuts and butt connectors and tape and all that great stuff. We don't see none of that here. So this is actually considered great, because then if any of this is bad, we can adjust it. I mean, it even has the little slide-on things that we eliminated in the Tiger. We put the round eyes in, and anyways. But these like to fall off. But anyways, looks pretty good. Looks like it might have got hot down here at one time. A lot of the paint's gone. Maybe not. Oil. I didn't see much oil in there. So anyway, I think we're good underneath the seat here for now until we dig into it some more. So let's move on to maybe that clutch and see if we can open that cover up.
Yeah, because the clutch handle doesn't work very good.
Yeah, wasn't functioning. Yeah, it's not engaged. The other thing, while we're over here, to check timing, this little triangle piece here, I find this kind of neat. It unscrews here, and this opens a window up, and you use the bottom one, has a needle built into it, and you leave that one in, let this slide out of the way, and then you can check where your index and see how your timing and stuff's all set up. So we'll be looking at that too here in a little bit. So anyway, all right, so we're going into the access cover here for the clutch and primary system.
Yeah, just to see if maybe that it's out of adjustment or something.
Because we can already tell this is all kind of like not something's not right. So all right, so that's what we got for this style.
There's supposed to be 2/1000 play there, and this is supposed to go all the way down to almost to there. But
That slot's all gnarled up.
yeah, it is.
The adjuster.
Yeah. Uh-oh. It moves. I just pulled it out. Yeah, look at that. It's got way too much play. Oh, shit. Oh, my God.
Yeah, it's broken.
The clutch rod's broken off.
So, oh yeah.
So that means that's why it's not doing nothing. So that when you pull the clutch, it just pulls this out, and it isn't pulling the clutch on the inside, because there's supposed to be a round part that pulls the diaphragm in on the clutch back in here. So when this goes up,
this is a little bit different how the Bonneville and
this is supposed to go up and pull outward.
And the Tiger set up.
Yeah. It must have been doing that for a while, because I just noticed this too. Look at there. that screw's been digging into this.
See that? Oh yeah, it's really sharp edge there. Oh heck, it's even cracked too.
Oh no. Yep, and pointed.
All right, well, we're probably gonna need a new one of them because that's not good. So anyway.
So it looks like we're gonna have to pop this cover and this cover off of here and get inside and get to the clutch.
Yeah. Wow.
So
Earlier when in the announcement video we were talking about this bike and noticed that there was a couple things that weren't correct, but I think so far we're just pointing out one thing so far that wasn't correct, and it was the other side cover that came with the bike. This side cover is from a 71, 72 because 73 and 4 they went this way. They had
this, but they didn't have this. These had a decal.
So yeah, so this one had a decal, and this one, the later one, like this one has this emblem here. So far that's just about the only thing that's not right. Otherwise, there's a lot of good parts on this bike. The rear conical hub there is in really good shape. I mean, it's not all corroded and stuff.
Rims are nice.
Yeah, actually, yeah, like you said, the rims are good too. We were kind of told when we were looking when we were getting this bike, the guy might have rode in the winter in the salt and stuff, so we really got to clean this thing up really well because any sort of salt that sits on this chrome can really cause rust, and especially aluminum. It can corrode aluminum easily. Because this aluminum, unlike modern, like some of the modern bikes now that have aluminum, they do a clear coat on them, and these don't have clear coat on them. So what that means is this gets any sort of salt on it, it'll corrode like almost instantaneous. And then that clear coat on the newer bikes, they kind of protect it. So riding in salt can really cause damage to your bike because you really can't get it all out. These hidden areas and stuff. No matter how much you hit it with a power washer, which isn't good sometimes either. So anyway, we're gonna pop this open. Explain what I was talking about a little bit ago. So the actual procedure is to take the top two out and loosen the bottom one a little bit because you need to leave it in for the indicator. And then just like that. So then you look in there.
There's a pointer. There's a pointer right there. And on the, see there's an A right there?
Yeah.
And there's a line. You roll this over. It's gonna go the other way though. I gotta get over here. There'd be an A and a B. There's a line. See the line?
Yep. So
let's say if that's it, that would be it. If it times on the A, you would have a strobe light right now, and you'd move the points until that line lines up with that pointer.
Yeah, so we'd adjust the points right here. It's really nice because on this feature on these Tridents, because when they brought it over here, it was all right here. You can mess with it and time it at the same time with the timing light.
Now there's 3 marks on this, and there's 3 sets of points. So
right, because it's a 3-cylinder. So anyway, that's that. So so far this is what we got so far. So I'm not sure how far we'll turn into that in this video, but so far we got to go into the primary side and get into the clutch hub and everything. So we'll be taking the primary cover off and stuff.
now
So
we're going to pull these off and go through the carburetors, make sure that the pilot jets are all open. So that way if we put gas in it, it'll actually start.
right. So these are not the typical Amel carburetor that was on the Trident or on the Bonneville or the Tiger, because these are actually
real small.
smaller ones.
626s.
Okay, so 626 was the same thing like the
6 millimeter.
like the 500s used and the 250s used, because technically this Trident being a 750, each cylinder is a 250, so they kept the same carburetor running a 250 times 3. So that's kind of how that was. And then oil cooler in the front. It's missing the reflectors, but other than that, it's not all banged up or leaking or nothing we can tell. So anyway, we'll just move on to something else here. All right, so we opened up the gas cap here, and somebody had put cream in there, which is like a sealant in a way, which we don't really care for that kind of stuff, but anyways, it kind of like,
It's in there.
yeah, the gas smells really bad, of course. It's been sitting a while. Of course, we talked about that before, but we're going to try to get some of this crap off here because it's loose.
Off the filler neck.
And yeah, off the filler neck here because it's loose and we don't want it to fall in there and clog the petcocks or any of that kind of stuff. That's the problem with the cream. It eventually breaks down and ends up making a bigger mess than what it would have been if you left it alone. So, our opinion. It's not for everybody and whatever. So, anyway. All right, so we got the tank, the cream all cleaned up in there, and we got it looking a little bit better. Kept it from falling in.
At least it's smooth.
Yeah, it doesn't have chunks that'll fall off anymore. Anyway, we're getting ready to take this tank off. So we loosened up this rear bolt here, and there's a little rubber underneath this little cupped washer, like that.
It's supposed to be ones.
And then we unhooked the petcocks here off of both sides.
The other one's hose off.
Oh, that was a hose only, and this one was actually had the correct style fitting that goes there. And then on the front, there's another couple a set of tank mounts right here. You got a rubber on top of the washer there, and on the bottom here was just like the one back there. It's a cupped washer, but the rubbers were missing. So somebody was messing with this a little bit. They got the tank loose at least. So I'm going to take the tank off for the first time for us anyway. Alright, so now we have access to look at the top of the motor here. There's our big rocker boxes. 3 sets of valves per rocker box, of course. Yeah, anyway, so we're going to start messing around with this bike. We're going to work on taking the primary off for sure. We're going to check out the carburetors here and see how they're looking.
Yeah, we'll pull the plugs. And we'll probably pull these valve covers, pour some fresh oil in, change oil, and check the valve clearances.
Yeah, because when we take these off, we can clearly see that somebody's had these off before because it looks like they have RTV or silicone right here.
We'll throw that all away and put new gaskets in there.
So, me saying that it's never been taken apart before would be wrong. So anyways, you don't find that stuff out till you like start digging around in these things. I mean, we could have probably just tried running this thing and, like some people would do and just throw gas in and kick it over and see if it'd run. But that can lead to worse problems because we don't know what kind of shape this stuff is in. And it could cause serious damage for something we're not familiar with. So we're doing the right thing here, I think. So anyway, we'll move along here on this. Okay, so after having the tank off here, we were kind of looking at how these cables were routed and stuff. And these cables are routed in such a way where they rub on this stuff when you throttle up. It kind of like rubs right there, moves the cable. Well, eventually when you have that happen, it rears a spot in the cable, ends up making it junk. So either this was set up wrong or it just something. We're going to reroute it probably. This is the choke, by the way. We're going to reroute this and probably take it off. It's right here, mounted on this carburetor right here. Probably going to take that off there and mount it on the handlebar and make it more convenient for the riding. And then got one cable going over top this head steady here, and the other ones are going underneath. So it's just kind of weird. We're going to fix that up, route it the way we want. There was something else with the cables and stuff, wasn't there? Maybe it's like the spark plug wires. That's what the other one was. They're kind of routed all crazy too, and we'll make sure they're all routed right properly.
This one here is hitting when you're open the throttle up. Watch.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
It's going to wear a spark plug wire
if it hasn't already.
Yeah.
No, I don't really feel
Every
much.
time you
But
throttle up, it shortens the motor
that's
off.
a prime example of what we're talking about. Yeah, we don't want to short the motor out while we're running because we're using the throttle. And then something else I was noticing. A lot of times on the frames, all the frames, they had made in England written right here. It's somewhat still here. This, for some reason, disappears easily over time. My 77 still has it. It's really good shape there. It doesn't mean much. Doesn't increase value or anything like that. It's just the fact that it can still make it out there, and it's kind of exciting to have that. The other thing is, back on the rear fender, it's a 5-speed, and it still has the original 5-speed emblem here. A lot of these all wear off too, to where you can't even read it half the time. So this is pretty good shape too. Anyways, let's work on getting this thing running. Alright, well for now we're going to end this video here, and we'll be coming back. We'll work on removing the carburetor assembly here, manifold, and the whole group, and then work on them, and then set them off to the side, and then we'll move on to other things probably. But I hope you enjoyed everything so far on this bike. It's going to be kind of a nice bike when it's all done, I'm hoping. We're shooting for that anyway. So we'll see you again soon.